One of the biggest problems of being a great young team in the NBA is that from the initial moment that you see success, you are now on the clock. And that has been the case in the past, it's going to be the case in the future, and it's the case right now, because the Boston Celtics have been met with endless criticism about their failures in the postseason, and now it's getting even worse to the point where this season hasn't even ended yet, and people are already trying to discredit what they might be able to do. Now, although the criticism for what they failed to do in the past is understandable, I don't agree with the discourse that's happening around them right now. And all this just makes me wonder, how did all this hate get to this level? So in this video, I'm going to break down why a lot of people feel that no matter what happens this year, the Boston Celtics can't win. The Boston Celtics came into the season with a bitter taste in their mouth because of the way that their postseason last year ended. And it ended with the Celtics losing in 7 games to the 8th seed in Miami Heat. And that was understandably frustrating because they had a similar season last year to what they had this year. They were one of the best teams in the East, and they came to that postseason with championship or bust aspirations. And for that series to start with the Heat going up 3-0, then ultimately end with the Heat winning in 7 games, that led to a lot of criticism for Jayson, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. So when the season started this year, I don't think many people cared about how the regular season went, because the Celtics have been going through the same cycle for the past 6 seasons. So as the playoffs this year tipped off, the Celtics are once again slated for a rematch against their postseason rivals, the Miami Heat, who came into this postseason in the exact same way that they came into it last year, with the Heat being the 8th seed, but the only difference was that their best player and leader, Jimmy Butler, was injured. So automatically, the Heat had no shot, and the Celtics will go on and beat them in 5 games. Then, they will move on to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the next round, and still, I'm pretty sure that presuming health, everyone thought that the Celtics will win this series. But Donovan Mitchell will end up getting hurt, and the Celtics will continue on and eliminate the Cavs. And the chatter online started, with many people claiming that the Celtics have had the easiest path to the finals in NBA history. And this all reached a boiling point when the Indiana Pacers beat the number 2 seeded Knicks in the second round because almost everyone on the Knicks got injured. And now, the Celtics are taking on the 6 seeded Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And after going up 2-0 on the Pacers, it seems like the Boston Celtics are going to do it and eliminate them. And with the Boston Celtics seemingly on the brink of clinching a spot in the NBA Finals, the spotlight intensifies on every player. And one player in particular that continues to face relentless scrutiny is Jayson Tatum. And the main problem that he is going through is a problem that a lot of superstars in the past went through, and it's the fact that Jayson Tatum is no longer in the honeymoon phase of his career. Because after his spectacular rookie season ended, he was met with a lot of praise for leading the Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie Irving. And in the following years, Tatum would still show how elite his game was becoming, but after the Celtics had badly struggled in the 2021-22 season, it seemed as if the honeymoon phase was over, and many people were calling for the breakup of the duo of Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And from that point on, despite his undeniable talent and contributions to this team's success, Jayson Tatum's game was often under a magnifying glass, and his every missed shot or defensive lapse got scrutinized by what seemed like everyone. And that was the start of the burden that he was facing of being a key player on one of the NBA's most storied franchises, and as the pressure intensified to deliver elite performances consistently, criticism flooded in from all sides, whether it was questions about his consistency or his decision-making in crucial moments, or even whether he can be the best player on a championship team. The constant disrespect was relentless. But the issue that I have with the criticism directed at Tatum is the inconsistencies in the way that the media speaks of him compared to other stars. Take Anthony Edwards, for example, who's often hailed as the next face of the league. If he has a lackluster performance in a crucial Game 7, but manages to secure a win, he's celebrated. Yet when Tatum drops 36 points in a Game 1 versus Indiana and has a big-time defensive stop on Tyrese Halliburton, but misses a key shot, the conversation shifts to questioning his clutchness rather than acknowledging the performance that he had to get the win. And it's just very weird to see Tatum held to a different standard, while other players are given a pass for similar shortcomings. Another problem that I have, and this kind of ties into the honeymoon phase thing that I was talking about, is that it feels like the media props these young stars up just to tear them down. And the main way they do this is when a player is starting to break out, they start to compare them to an NBA legend they have no business comparing them to. Why is that if you are a player that has a good mid-range game and you can just all around get buckets, why do they have to compare you to Kobe Bryant? It happened with Jayson Tatum in the beginning of his career, it happened to Devin Booker when the Suns started winning, and it's just a silly thing to do, because now, in order for them to truly live up to the outrageous standards that you have set for them, they not only have to excel in every aspect of the game like Kobe did, but they are no longer allowed to fail or have mistakes. Look at Wemby. This dude probably has it the worst because there are people who feel that if he does not become the GOAT, then his career will be a failure. And that's just crazy because he can have a career similar to Anthony Davis, but minus the injuries, and that wouldn't be good enough. Overall, we gotta stop setting these players up for failure by comparing them to legends and then hoping that they live up to the expectations within the next 3 years. Now getting back to the Celtics, one thing that I really think is hurting them is the misconception that they are an unbeatable super team. And this is a big thing that Phil Celtics hate because they didn't sweep Miami and they didn't sweep Cleveland. And for me, if they were struggling in these series with these games being close and the games were going to 6 or 7 games, then I could understand the hate. But besides dropping one game, they have been dominating these teams. At the end of the day, the Celtics hate is getting out of hand, and I don't know what more you want from them. But anyways, let me know how you feel about this in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.